Well, this ain't their first rodeo. Debbie and Mike Blakely up here on the program. How are you?
Great. Great to be here.
Yeah, and as always, Sheriff, always pleasure to see us. Getting that time, we'll talk about the rodeo as fast itself in just a little bit. And the new thing you were telling about the Preston them are doing. But right now, you're up here to talk about
the Rodeo Queen pageant. There's a lot going on right now. Spring break, other rodeos, Morgan County is coming up. But we want everybody to remember that our pageant is coming up in April. Actually, our deadline for our 3-year-old to 15-year-old divisions is April 11th, and that'll be here before you know it. So we want everybody to go by Preston's or go by Mike's office and pick up applications and get those back in. We usually have a great time.
How many girls usually register for that?
You know, in the old days when I taught and Pat Craig taught and we were on the committee, we've had upwards of 200, and now we shoot for 100. Our numbers are down a little bit. I think there's just too many other things that kids like to do, but we do have those loyal ones. If we can get 65 or 70, we're pleased.
That's still a lot.
Oh gosh, yeah.
When they start out that young, Debbie, and then they, do they carry on? I know some do, some don't, but just they love it.
Some do. Most do, actually. It's so precious to go in there and those 3-year-olds come in, and people are like, well, why do you do that? But they really enjoy that as well.
They learn
and you go in, and of course at 3 years old sometimes they'll talk, sometimes they won't. And the parents don't understand if they go in and they're the cutest and they don't win. But we've had kids go in there and not say a word, but it's teaching them also so many life skills.
Now, how long have you been doing this?
Oh, a long time. Should I say on and off for 32 years?
Have y'all done the pageant every year you've had the rodeo?
Yes.
We started the second year.
Second year.
But wait a minute, you don't understand how important she has been to this area, and as far as how many winners we have had.
We do.
All over the place.
We've been blessed. We have. I've been blessed with a great committee.
If you ride by our rodeo arena and you see the sign out there on the marquee, it's got the names of 5 girls that was our rodeo queens that won the Miss Rodeo USA.
Yeah.
The rodeo comes up this year, the 3rd weekend in May.
Yeah, the 16th and 17th.
32nd annual.
32nd annual.
And you've been doing it every year since you've been.
Yeah, we started in 1983.
Now, had the rodeo ceased and you picked it up?
The veterans used to there, as a matter of fact, where DHR and EMA is located, the veterans had a large fairground area out there. They had the Veterans Rodeo and the Veterans Fair and all that out there. When they sold that property, they quit having the rodeo here, and it was always a good rodeo town. And when I got elected sheriff, we were having a hard time getting enough cars for the sheriff's office. We had 8 wore-out cars, and a producer come to town, wanted the FOP to sponsor a rodeo, and they kind of thought, well, that may be a little bit too much work. And I called the guys who was about to leave and said, hey, we'll do it. And from the first year, we bought a vehicle every year for the sheriff's office, plus a lot of other equipment that we've been able to buy for the sheriff's office, and it's just been a great thing. A lot of people look forward to it.
How many people, though, how many other rodeos and sheriff's departments across America have spun off of what y'all have done?
Well, here in Alabama, there's, I think, 6 different sheriff's offices that have started. They come up and see what we were doing, started, and not only doing the rodeo, but something that we started about 15 or 16 years ago, the special needs rodeo, and that's something that I think everybody really gets into and really loves to.
Now, you talk about volunteers. When y'all put that on, and we've been there since we've been here like 10 years, how many volunteers are out there that day of that Friday morning when y'all do that?
Probably close to 100.
And it gets more every year, because anytime somebody comes out and helps with the special needs rodeo, they come back the next year, because those of us that are involved in helping do the special needs rodeo, I think sometimes we get more out of it than the special needs clients. But some of those, if I go down Birdie Thornton, that's the first thing they're going to ask me, say, hey, Mike, when's the rodeo? Because they look forward to coming every year.
And your #1 fan that you have to say good morning.
He's probably watching.
Program
Josh and Curtis and
Curtis Giles.
Jamie Cooper Show is the #1 show every morning.
It is such a joy, isn't it? It's just such a blessing. Yeah.
Because I think he's been transferred over to Morgan County, but she's one that spun off of yours, and they've done a great job with their special needs too.
It's not easy.
Yes.
Coleman County,
that's what I was going to say. I don't think people understand what a chore it is to put this on. Of course, we love it, but just our Queen Committee works year-round. You know, we're looking for prize prizes for the girls, and we're recruiting. We go to Oklahoma to the National Clinic, and this year we're going to have a really special guest. I think the national director of the Miss Rodeo USA pageant is coming to town with her 2 girls and her little boy to visit with us during the week, and we're really excited to have Lisa and the girls and Jake, and I hope that they make it. And of course, we've had enough Miss Rodeo USA's that they can visit around while they're here. I'm sure they'll be in Moulton for a while, but that's a pretty big honor to have the director.
Oh, it is. And then, Mike, from what y'all have done out there with the arena, I mean, it's like a showplace now in Limestone County. You know, we got a suite out there.
We appreciate that.
Skybox.
You didn't move me this year, did you?
No, but we've got a waiting list on people that want those skyboxes. That's the good thing about it. And so, I mean, we really appreciate all the people that help sponsor our rodeo every year. ZTV, we appreciate y'all. But that's the greatest thing about it. We've had fantastic support from the community. But one thing that I want all the steer wrestlers out there to know, that we've increased our added money for steer wrestling this year to $2,500 for the steer wrestling. Our bareback and saddle bronc riding is
Shane, you ain't too late to get involved, man. Now, are you still doing, all right, what's the schedule? Are you still doing slack?
Oh, yeah, we'll do the
And bring
slack
some
during the daytime
students
on
in?
Thursday. Yeah, well, I went to Piney Chapel and read to the students up there during Read Across America, and that's the first thing they asked. Did we get to come back to the rodeo on slack day? We let them come out there.
Now, I know most people may not look at you and think that you're the most versatile athlete in the world, even though you are a cowboy.
Hey, you can
but
jump
you
off the
hold the
gate.
record, in my opinion, as the man who rode in more donkey basketball games than anybody in history.
And I retired from that. I've got bones that run around in my elbow and in my knees from hitting that doggone heartbeat.
I'm really happy he retired
What
from that.
reminded me of that was Piney Chapel. I think the last one I remember going to
went
was
to.
at Piney Chapel. It had to have been 120 degrees in that gym that night.
I found that video. Is that the
We have that video. I
found?
know it got some at
Yeah.
Clements,
Clements,
but you were there that night. And I think I was in East Limestone with you once in one.
And you know, I'm thinking if people keep turning these donkeys loose in the county, we've had a problem with that throughout.
Really?
You know, I don't think people can find them. There's not a market for them. I mean, you'd have to pay somebody to take one, but I'm going to load up about 10 of them and start making a circuit doing donkey
I don't even know
basketball.
if people
Let's
still
do
do
a
that.
fundraiser for the campaign.
I wanted to ask you about that. You have, the other day, maybe a couple of weeks ago now, when the guy was arrested for starving his animals to death. That is something, I know you take care of all Limestone County, but that is like a pet peeve of yours. If you got animals, feed them.
Take care.
Well, it's not just a pet peeve. It's just ridiculous that when you have cattle as valuable as they are, you could sell the ones before they got so bad and died and had plenty of money to buy feed. So it's inexcusable. I mean, we have a problem more so with horses than we do with cows as a general rule. But
Really?
horses and dogs, I mean, it's probably one of the greatest. We probably don't go a week without getting several calls, and sometimes people, when they call in, we're going to go out and check it, but there's a lot of times when, with horses, you may have an old horse that, I've got one in my pasture that I'm kind of embarrassed with, bless his heart. He's 31 years old. I feed him 3 times what I feed any of the rest of the horses, but he just won't get fat.
All right, you've been sheriff 32 years. Whatever happens when you retire, what are y'all going to do then?
God help us. God help me.
I'll probably be pushing up
I hope he
daisies
gets-
in some cemetery.
Why do you think I campaign so hard? So he'll have something to do.
Something to keep it busy?
Right.
Well, Debbie, as I said before that, when we came in April 1st, will marks my 40th year in full-time in television.
Oh, congratulations. And I think I remember all 40 of them.
Yeah.
My dad was with you very early on with the mule, remember?
That's right.
On the Rovers out at Clements, yes.
I wish
Also,
we had that one.
saying 40, can I please just announce to the world that one of our extended family, Mark McBay, is 40
Right,
years
happy birthday,
old
Mark.
today.
Happy
40 years
birthday,
old
Mark.
today.
Right, so happy birthday to
Now,
Mark.
we know April 1st is Tuesday. I just hope you've forgotten it.
No, it's
Because,
Jamie, Sheriff.
this is the campaign year, so you don't really need to get out and do anything out of
You
the
should not have
ordinary.
reminded
If I
me of
find something that I can really stick it to you with, that'll get me more votes than anything I can do in Limestone County.
Well, see, if people had only paid attention.
Ain't that right, Frank?
If people had paid attention, Mike, 4 years ago, they would have realized you couldn't qualify that late. But people like our buddy, God forgive him now, Doc Oliver. Calling y'all that morning. I can't believe all this. But people didn't take it. Well, he just made that up on the spur of the moment this morning. They didn't think qualification ended 2 months ago, But
Wasn't the point.
it's been a fun deal. deal, and
every year he's like, okay, what day does that fall on? It's a Tuesday this year. We considered taking off. So
well, the deal is, you know, we did that joke on Mike. We went in on Mike. It was on Mike. And he pulls up beside us. We're in a convertible one day, and he says, "Payback's hell," you know. Never let that go. Also, Debbie, I was reminding people coming up next week will be the 40th anniversary. Coming up next Wednesday. On Thursday morning, we'll have Bill Donovan up here, Judge Mike Davis, and Frank, who were on the radio that night, and Spencer Black. We will have audio of that exclusively here, that provided by the National Weather Service and Bill Donovan on that night, which was the most terrifying night ever, probably in this area. Do you remember what y'all were doing that night?
Yes, Mike was working and in a ditch at Tanner, and then again at Hazel Green and East Limestone, and I was at my aunt's in the storm shelter with our son.
A good person to get on here also would be Brother Fred Lackey. You know, he's back.
He's out at Clements.
He's out at Clements.
Now, what was his deal that night?
Well, I think he stole an ambulance and hauled people to the hospital. You know, isn't that what happened, Frank? I think.
He didn't steal it.
Well, he borrowed an ambulance because they didn't have the
What did you do to that motorcycle that time? What did you say you did to it? You down at Belmina. What is the word when you take something and
steal it?
No. No, I'll think of that one that day.
You took it for your knee.
That was when I was chasing a naked guy across a cornfield. I mean, what she's talking about there.
Oh, okay. You had to do what you had
Brother
to do.
Fred would not steal anything.
No, definitely. All right,
Wait a minute. Speaking of horses, your horse doing better on this?
My horse is better. It's a chore.
Yeah.
I love him. It doesn't matter what it takes. We'll get him straightened out.
Good.
Any difference in this year campaigning and than in years past?
Yes, it's a lot different. It's a lot more people in this county that I don't know and hadn't had opportunity to meet. That's one of the things that's going to be the greatest challenge, going out and being able to meet all the new people that's moved into Limestone County. And
now, how do you address that? With that in mind, the people at County Line Road, that's where probably the biggest new block of voters is over that way. All they know is they live in Limestone County. They're Madisonites. They go to probably church at Cross Point over there with Johnny Lee Dees. People they don't know hardly anything about what happens in Limestone County. How do you reach out to those folks?
Well, through the media, also through personal contact, meeting friends, and have meet and greets in some of those areas with some of the people down there that I have made friends with. You know, it's amazing, not just there along County Line Road, all those subdivisions, but you go below Highway 20 or 565 and look at the townhouses, the apartments, the new homes that's being built down in that area. It's a real challenge. I mean, Limestone County, the campaigning today is totally different from what it was when I first ran for sheriff.
But honestly, how many people have not heard the word Blakely?
I don't know, but you know, and some of those people don't eat goat stew, so I mean that's another challenge. You know, used to you could have your goat stew and then 2 or 3 communities. And that's
you know, we had one of your opponents up on the show a couple months ago, and he said that you were a celebrity.
Eric Reed was on the program, and he said, and he said that you were a
he said you were a celebrity.
I appreciate the esteem he holds.
That's a great compliment.
Is it hard to be sheriff for Limestone County?
It's very challenging. It's something that it's a full-time job. I mean, that's why I think that it's important, whoever is sheriff, somebody that's very accessible. Just, you know, our record.
It ain't just arresting people.
No, I mean, as a matter of fact, being sheriff is not just someone doing a good job at all the things that's spelled out in the Code of Alabama. I mean, those things, the Limestone County Sheriff's Office excels far and above any other sheriff's office in the state. But one of the main things about being sheriff is somebody that's accessible to people. That's why my home phone number is listed. You can call the jail. If someone calls, I'm going to call them back. I mean, what really gets me is sometimes people will call and it's an emergency that are very important, and I may be tied up or out in the car working on something. I get back and it may be 10 o'clock at night. I start calling them back. I say, well, it wasn't that important. Don't
wake me up at 10 o'clock.
Don't wake me up.
You can call me anytime, Sheriff. All right, Debbie, one more time. What do people need to do to register as we wind this up on this Friday?
Go to Preston's or go to the office and become a part of this great pageant.
Hey, Preston, you got to put in some more parking over here. I mean,
I tell you, that's great, isn't it?
If it'd be
and they're very, very good to us, too. So
you know, we run the Virginian every morning at 7, run the Maverick and all that stuff.
I was working out the other morning at the jail, and I had ZTV on, and the Virginian was on, and it just was a great show. I love it.
Watch, that's Bound Dusty's favorite
You and
program.
Dusty.
So anyway, but Debbie, great to see you. Haven't seen you since Keith's funeral. Thanks for showing up on that very cold Tuesday over there. And
I wouldn't have missed it, and you did a great job.
And it was
Did a great
difficult,
job.
but all right, we'll miss him. But thanks for showing up. Several people from Athens there that
She
morning.
came home really bragging about you doing a good job at the funeral, man.
Gloria's already trying to get me to do my own. So
Well, you know,
I know,
she had
like,
said
let me
something
pop
about
in
she
a
might want to get you to do
DVD,
mine, but I said I'm gonna outlive
Our
him.
friend
I'll do
Jackie did
that.
that. She sang it.
I don't know.
Did you hear that?
Our friend Jackie Romine sang at her funeral. It was recorded, and it was just the most amazing
Really?
feeling
Sang it
when
well,
the
I won't be doing
singing
that.
started. Yes, she sang beautifully, and
At her own funeral.
we wouldn't have had it any other
About
way.
your funeral.
Well, thank y'all for coming up. Good luck in the election.
Thank you for
and
having
We'll be
us.
there at the rodeo, whatever you need us to do.
Thank you
All
so
right, so the
much.
finest folks here ever, Debbie and Mike Blake.
Go out and
We'll
support
take a break. Don't forget to register down at Matthews Place to get in the race too. We'll see y'all. Enjoy the weekend, sunshine, finally.
Once the rain ends.
We'll see y'all next week
Have an
on
awesome
April
weekend.
Fool's Day, April 1st. Bye.
Sure.